Hey, Raider Nation, how you guys doing? I'm wondering where the hell Phil Robinson is. Welcome to another great episode of the Unfiltered Truth. Phil Robinson, where are you? You know, I gotta scream you out like Scooby-Doo, where the hell are you? Oh, and he pops up with the shade.
You shall receive. What's happening? What's happening?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. We have a lot to dig in, Raider Nation. I know you guys been waiting to hear. We've been dropping our tweets, we've been dropping articles, and I'm just gonna say this right now. It is time to give you the true, the facto, the unfiltered truth to you guys now. Look, let's be real. We're gonna jump into training camp. As you guys know, Max Crosby popped up on COVID-19 reserve list. Hope all is well with him. Hopefully he'll be able to bounce back and we should be able to see him within maybe next week or so.
I believe the
right around the time we get pads put on.
Yeah, I believe August 16th is the earliest he can come back. It's either the 14th or the 16th. I'd have to check again. But yeah, one of those two dates is the earliest he can come back. But I believe it is a confirmed positive test for Max, so he will have to follow the protocol in its entirety.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Rod Smith as well. That he was another one that was on that list, so we'll see what happens with him. Probably in the next coming days, we'll figure something out. The next thing is we're listening to Greg Olson. He's talking about Henry Ruggs playing in the slot. So I'm just going to say this. You asked for this. You asked for Henry Ruggs to be playing. Oh, Kev, I was talking about Rod Smith, the running back. But jumping back onto it, we talked about Henry Ruggs, and you mainly said move Henry Ruggs in the slot, move him on the outside, move him all over the place. And if you go back and we think about it, this was something that John Gruden had talked about going back to 2018 on how he was going to use Amari Cooper.
No brainer.
Go on.
I tried to tell everybody. Nobody wanted to listen. I was crazy. Just a guy over here with the shades on the podcast. But look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. You have a beautiful setup with big, tall, physical wide receivers and a short, fast guy. If you look at it, it's not fully what Kansas City has going on, but it's pretty similar to it. It's set up for more of a possession style offense than a lights out, light up the field blitzkrieg offense. There's still quite a bit of that, but Gruden is going to be Gruden and want to control the clock and control the ball. And this team can do that as well as split everybody out wide and start throwing it all over the field. Having Henry Ruggs III, and you saw what he did today. With me and Phil got into a debate on whether it was a good pass from Carr or what was going on with him in the end zone with that one-handed catch. And to me, when I saw it, I was like, Henry Ruggs is out here showing off. That was beautiful, spinning one-handed catch. And honestly, he really didn't need to do that. He could have just went over the opposite shoulder and made it look routine. But being the new guy on the job, he decided to go above and beyond, and he got the internet blowing up. Everybody's talking about that spin and grab.
I mean, shit. Last time you see it was a one-hand grab. You know, let's put some respect on it. I'll give. He had the one-hand grab, and the thing about it, he did a little ballet spin like gay blouses.
Yeah. That's why I said he was just out there showing off. He didn't have to do that. It was pretty, and I like to see it. Don't get me wrong, but he could have made that catch look more routine. It took more effort to do that than it would have just to catch it over the outside of his shoulder.
No, that's real, Phil. And
now, before we get to the barbecuing of a
no. We save the best for last. We'll save the best for last.
Let me finish. So I'm gonna give him some props because what you want to see is him working on taking deep shots in practice. Before we get to talking about the placement of the ball, the fact that he was trying to put it inside a window and drop it in a bucket on the way to the end zone is a step in the right fucking direction, if you ask me.
Oh.
That if you see a guy practicing dropping bombs to the fastest guy on the field in front of the end zone, I mean, what more could you possibly really want?
That's true.
Everybody's running off at the mouth about how he's not going to throw deep, not going to do this, not going to do that. He is literally practicing dropping it in the bucket with the fastest guy on the field.
That's true. That is true right there. Now, we got talks of Bryan Edwards getting to the starting lineup.
And I actually believe that is probably the more important of the starting rookie wide receivers that you've heard about. Ruggs is always going to get all of the accolades, all the attention, because he was the 12th pick in the draft and they're first of the first round draft picks. But Bryan Edwards is a beast, and he's a big bodied beast. He's the guy that broke almost every receiving record in South Carolina, and you don't even know who his quarterback was. That's how good that guy is. And he has come in and taken over the receiving room by storm. And the fact that they would even suggest that he be put into the starting lineup with all the receiving talent they have on this current depth chart just goes to show you where they are in their development. That is, you're looking at the future stepping up and taking over a crowded room.
No, that's real. But it just says what you have out there in talent. It says that, damn, this receiving core is that good. And the thing about it, a lot of people forget about with Bryan Edwards. It was Bryan Edwards and the Deebo Samuel show back at South Carolina. And I'm going to tell you this. Everybody talks about Deebo Samuel, but it was Bryan Edwards that was setting the school records. Bryan Edwards dropping a foot in somebody's ass while catching it with one hand and running downfield. Bryan Edwards is what I saw in Kelvin Harmon. That's what the Redskins now. And a big body molded receiver who could get yards after catch or who could hit downfield and get you positive yards. You throw it up, he'll be down there. And come to think about it, our cornerback, Mick Robertson, went up head-to-head against him in that SC in Louisiana Tech.
Louisiana Tech, and he got little brother. Got sunned. It was just like, ooh, that was honestly, that was the catch, the situation that I pointed my finger at and was like, ooh, I don't know about Robinson, bro.
I mean, I feel like there's no version of you. But the fact of the matter is, it's good that we're seeing that. I'm going to hit on some of you guys' comments over right here.
Rice was one of them, Kev, and I got to remember off the top of my head who the other one was. The other one was pretty well known, but not quite that well known.
Yeah. So, I'm just going to hit the comments real quick. I've said what I've had to say about Carr. I want to see what
Rice was one.
Yeah. F Carr. Happy Friday, y'all.
Yep.
Bryan Edwards should get there. Dude is a stud, absolutely. Eye popping, yes, Michael. Ruggs, Bowden, Edwards, all played in the SEC, which drafted the most talent in the past 10 years. Absolutely, you're correct. Yes. Yep. Good point. I might have to I'll pull it up for you, Kev, when I get the chance. 35 points a game. With this offense period, no excuses. New Orleans type attack. You're right.
More or less. That's exactly what it should be. Sean Payton and John Gruden are fairly similar when you look at their schemes and look at their ideals and beliefs. Now, Payton has typically had a lot more and better wide receivers to work with, but as a whole, the Gruden is a much more conservative guy than Payton is. And while he can spread it out and do all of that, he would be perfectly content pounding the football away and squeezing the air out of the ball.
I like this comparison right here that Kev just gave
to Sterling Sharp. It's been
I like that. I like that. Good. That's a good comparison right there. A bigger Sterling Sharp, yeah.
Yeah.
Fix that up, man. But man. So check this.
People are going to. The reality is this, and since everybody we want to just be introduced to it by the commentary, let's start with the disrespect.
No, Phil. No, Phil. Right. We're not doing it yet. Right. We're not doing it yet. No. You saved the goods. No, you saved the goods for last, my friend. Last, my crispy friend. For last. You never, ever give away your goods. Or you drop it like it's hot. All right, so we're going to cover Clowney. I'm going to go right in that order. And then I drop the fire on everybody. First thing first. If I'm the Raiders right now, you're in a situation where you got Max on this list. It's going to come down to a point where you do need to look at getting Jadeveon Clowney. He's still healthy. His presence on the field is solid. He may haven't put up, double-digit sacks. I mean, who knows? You're looking at Rod Marinelli. Rod Marinelli might be the guy that finally gets him to the double-digit sack season. So, Phil, adding Jadeveon Clowney to this defense, what do you think?
Jadeveon Clowney had a price. Nobody in football has been willing to meet that price. So it's a question of how much is he ready to come back from? How close to reality is he willing to get? Talent-wise, we look at Jadeveon Clowney and you think of that play against Michigan that he made at South Carolina. And he's really lived the duration of his career off of that moment.
Oh, all right. And you hit on it, right?
He's strong. He's a solid player, but he was the overall number one pick in 2014, right ahead of Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
And Khalil Mack has had a far and away better pro career than Clowney has.
Yeah.
Now, and like I said, it's not because Clowney is bad. It's not because he just, for whatever reason, he doesn't finish the job. He'll hit the quarterback plenty, but he won't sack him. You
create turnovers. We'll give him that.
You can create turnovers.
And that's one thing John Gruden has said he wants his team on defense to do is create more turnovers.
And he had 3 sacks with Seattle. All in all, Max Crosby's rookie season was way better than what Clowney put up in nearly every category.
Clowney does have a touchdown under his belt.
He does have a touchdown under his belt.
That was last year.
year.
A Super Bowl team.
And what I actually wrote about this in this upcoming piece I got coming up for the Raider Ramble. Be on the lookout for no more excuses for Derek Carr, put up or shut up. And what I said was that Clowney in complement with Crosby was the ideal situation. If you're moving Farrell inside, not going to play him at full-time defensive end, which is really up to Marinelli at this point. Yeah. Nobody knows what exactly that's going to happen, but you don't pay a dude with that level of productivity as much money as he's asking for.
That's true.
I had said that he would be a $12 million guy, but looking back at his numbers, I wouldn't give him more than 7.
First off, the fact that you thought he was worth $12 million, I should slap you right dead in your face. Because all I've always seen is paying him about $8 million. I wouldn't go out of the work and pay him this much. The problem is, it's too much hype. People put too much hype to a name and say that, oh, well, that's Davion Clowney. He deserves to get paid about 13, 14 mil. But when you look at productivity, it ain't showing 13, 14 million dollars. It's showing, I give you about 9 million at best, and you're gonna get 8 million, but you're getting the 1 million through incentives.
Yeah, you looking at 6 or 7 plus incentives.
So that's my whole thing. Now, in this situation right now, if you want to go all out and you want to bust Kansas City's ass right now, I mean, like, you really want to bust their ass? I mean, you know, you're adding Clowney, you have Farrell, you have Arden Key, who I'm going to actually give props to because he's actually putting on weight and he's actually in the gym weightlifting. Who is this man?
250. 250.
He's actually 250, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, he's done it.
He's not quite there, but he's a whole lot closer. He's got about 5 to 10 more to go. At minimum, if he can get to 260, he'll be just right.
Hey, it's a start.
He
was willing to say, okay, enough of my bullshit. I need to straighten this out. I need to put on weight. And he did it. I'm so happy for Arden Key. Now, Arden Key must continue this trend. If he continues this trend, I'm going to tell you this, man. It's going to get better for him. That tells you he's committed to what Rod Marinelli has probably already said to him. And when you see that he's already getting committed to what the plan is, you're going to get better. It may not be the sexiest, like everybody's like, oh, I don't see no double digits. He's going to be your speed edge rusher. He's going to come in. He's going to try to get the job done by any means necessary. And with him putting on that extra 10 pounds, or it could be extra 15 pounds, it's going to come down to like, well, you know what? That's now a sack. It's not, I can throw him off of me. It's now a sack. Patrick Mahomes was able to throw him off. Now this is a sack. Watson kicking him off. That's a sack. It's not going to happen now. He continues to bulk up. It's going to be the game changer. But having another edge rusher, like having Clowney with Farrell and Crosby, Phil, I'm going to be real, man. The D-line would be solid. Everything would go well in that rotation. Yeah, you would like the likelihood you would see Farrell kicking inside.
And that would be a good move. There, you can never have too many options in a pass rush. Chess pieces, combinations, ways to attack offenses based off of formation and tendencies. There's a lot you can do when you continue to add quality edge pieces. That's kind of what the Eagles did when they won the Super Bowl. Got a good push up, got a good consistent push up the middle, and continue to throw wave after wave at you from the edge. And I like it. The idea is solid. I enjoy it. And then I'm quite anxious to see what Arden Key looks like with this weight. I've always said that he needed to get to about 260 to be as tall as he is, and he should be able to get there easily. He's still a young guy, and if this is his position, coming off that fat, kind of like Montez Sweat, almost exactly the same thing. That kind of speed, that build coming off the edge.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be the ideal thing for him to be in this particular scheme. He doesn't quite have to be as big as the guy that Michael Johnson, the guy that Gunther had in Cincinnati. He just needs to be strong enough to hold his edge and fast enough to get around the tackle.
So the next thing is this. On that D line, there was a guy that we got rid of this week, PJ Hall. PJ Hall did not live to the expectation that this organization was looking at, and he got traded before he got cut. Well, he got released and he got traded. It was weird. It was like a last minute. Mayock saw that I can get at least a draft pick out of him before I do anything, and he failed the physical with the Vikings. You had a second chance. You had a second chance at being able to come into a different team, getting a fresh start.
Hold on. Let's be honest. In the time frame that happened, he literally was released in the morning, got on a plane, flew to Minnesota, failed the physical over there. He didn't really have time to get himself together. He more or less failed two physicals in one day.
Man, I tell you. Yeah, so he was out of shape, you guys. All right. So
there's no question about that.
And there's folks that are like, well, let's go on and give him a second. He deserves a second chance till the end of training camp. No, he doesn't.
No.
That's 2 seasons in a row that you came in out of shape.
Drastically out of shape.
They called you a habitual fat person. That wasn't Trent Brown. They were talking about PJ Hall being a habitual fat person.
Sneaking around eating stuff.
He was eating all right. I'm not going to get into that. Y'all going to get me
some special sauce on a sesame seed bun.
Stop. You're going to get us in trouble, boy. We're going to have the Indiana asses, man. Chill. But the thing of it is, PJ Hall, he had strength. But the thing of it is, he would be winded. He'd just be out of shape. Like, he had all the strength, and come second or third down, he's done.
Wiped out. No stamina, brother. That's all that is no stamina, no conditioning. Not putting in the work in the off season. What always makes me curious is that once you get to this stage in life where somebody is literally paying you millions of dollars to stay in shape, I would have did this shit for free. If I could have worried about not having my bills paid and just going to the gym, I'd be walking out here looking like Mr. America. But no, I got to go to work and earn money and do other shit and think about physical fitness after the fact and pay money into it to take care of it rather than have that be my whole entire key to victory is staying in shape, getting bigger, getting stronger, getting faster, researching how to be better and better and better. Like, you're being paid millions of dollars to play a game, to stay in shape. How freaking hard, how dense do you have to be to not stay in shape?
I just shake my head, bro. I don't know how you have one job. Your one job is to stay in shape.
In shape. In the best possible shape you can be in. Hey, you know what, Phil? For the next 4 years, I'm going to give you $12 million. All you got to do is stay in shape and be ready to play.
Dog.
No, bro. No. You're asking too much. I can't do that, bro. I love that junk food. I love them buckets of chicken. Pizzas are my favorite. I love pizza too. Don't get me wrong. But if somebody was paying me $12 million over the course of 4 years not to eat it, I'll wait until I get that 12 million and eat it after I got that 12 million. Am I wrong? Is there something wrong with my life?
I mean, like it's just, no. If I would consider a second round pick, I'm trying to do everything in my power to stay in shape and to perform well. This has already been said by Gruden last year. Shit, the world actually saw it, that you have your job to do. You do not do your job, then you know what's going to happen. You're gone. You're cut. You're out of here. Finito. And we saw it the first episode with a guy. Then we saw it with other guys. He was not playing around. We saw it. They traded for a guy during the season. He screwed up against Kansas City, and he got the axe.
Just that fast.
So I don't want to hear, he deserves one more chance. No, not in this league anymore. We're not doing that crap.
Nope.
It's you do your job. If you don't do your job, you're out of here. That's how it should be. It's that with everybody else's job. You don't get special treatment anymore. It sucks ass because you got to back pay them. But the thing of it is, I can find somebody better than you. Risk reward, it sucks ass, but there it is.
Mm-hmm. Said you are replaceable.
So
got Malik Collins in, and they don't expect to miss a beat. To be honest with you, you've heard them talk highly of Malik Collins. He's very familiar with Ron Marinelli, having played under him in Dallas. They know each other. Yeah. He knows what he expects from that position, and quite frankly, he may be the best suited to man that position.
And the funny thing is, Jonathan Hankins, Phil, he's lost weight. The funny thing, somebody tried to tell me he's 340. Jonathan Hankins has lost weight. Jonathan Hankins is probably about 317.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Hankins, they say he's in by far the best shape he's ever been, and he's gotten faster. So when you got a big man in the middle that's gotten faster now and has bought into your system,
mm-hmm.
and he's like, they've given me an opportunity to show off, and I'm going to give them everything I can.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fast person at that one technique.
Very fast.
And the thing of it is, I've noticed with Maurice Hurst, he's bulked up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not baby fat. I'm starting to see muscle on him.
Gains. Call those gains, Jones.
We're looking at guys that are 300, but they're moving like they're 260. And that's what you're doing.
That's stellar. That is stellar,
you
right
want there. That inside. So
yeah.
I mean, so far, Raiders are doing everything they can to succeed during this training camp with this short notice, short window, short time frame. You get the pads on next week. Phil, my whole thing is this week's presser with Derek Carr. What the hell was he thinking?
Sometimes in life, it can all be related back to a Dave Chappelle skit.
Oh, shit.
One of my favorite skits that they actually went back to over the course of different episodes. This is what happens when keeping it real goes wrong.
Hold up. Fuck all that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to give you the audio. So we heard with Derek Carr, he said he's tired of being disrespected.
Yes.
And my whole thing is like, okay, how about win some games?
More games.
You know, who cares about the stats? You're talking about, oh, yeah. I'm tired of these haters doing this, and this. But, you know, when I listen to this interview, bro, he goes back and contradicts himself too many times. And Phil, that's a problem. So, ladies and gentlemen, turn your volume up if you need to, but I'm going to play you a part from Derek Carr's presser, and you're just going to start thinking like, you know what? He's not talking about his players. I mean, he's not talking. It doesn't seem like he's talking about the organization. He's talking about everybody on the outside, but then it jumps on. He's not worrying about people on the outside. You know what? Y'all just listen for yourself. And to clarify on this one real quick, he's not trying to justify and defend his teammates for NFL top 100. So you Carr stands that decided to twist that around. Yeah, no.
Nah. Not today.
I do it again. And then I want to go try and do it again until I'm too old or they kick me.
You know what? Here we go.
When I break the huddle, no matter what personnel group we're in, I'm really excited.
Hey, Derek, it's Tashawn Reed from The Athletic. I know you said you're kind of tired of being disrespected, something that you said earlier. What is it that you, as an individual, what are you trying to show this season? What is it that you need to prove people wrong about this season?
Oh, yeah. Tashawn, good to see you. It's not about proving anybody wrong. It's about just going and getting that Super Bowl trophy with my teammates. It has nothing to do with anybody outside, but on the inside, we just want to hold that trophy. Because what I'm tired of, you know, the hype machine that sometimes the NFL can be, right? Like, I played way better last year than I did in 2016, yet all we do is talk about that. Well, we won 12 games, so yay, everyone's excited. Like, I'm done with all that stuff. So you can say good stuff. Like I said, you can say bad stuff. I think you can sense it in the last probably a year or so. I just don't care anymore. You say whatever you want. I'm trying to go win this Super Bowl so we can hang one of these banners in this beautiful indoor that we got. And then I want to go try and do it again. And then I want to go try and do it again until I'm too old or they kick me out of this place. Like, I just don't care about any of that stuff anymore. You know, as soon as we go and win 12 games, Darren Waller is going to be top 10 on the NFL list, as he should have been this year. You can't tell me there's 95 better players than Darren Waller as he walks by right here. Like, you can't – I just won't believe it. How's Rodney Hudson not on there? How's Trent Brown, the best right tackle in all of football, not on that list, you know? So it's this hype machine. As soon as we start winning, everyone's mad and ratings go up. Shocker. You know?
So I'm listening to this and I'm just like, okay, so you don't care? You do care? Dude, what is it?
We managed to cover a wide variety of topics there. We went from I don't care about outside noise, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of that, to let me tell you, well, we won more games in 2016, so I guess that's why everybody brings that up. Just win, baby. Who said that?
You know, the great Al Davis. The great and late Al Davis.
Did Al Davis care about stats?
No.
Did he care about numbers?
Yep.
How did he feel about taking what the defense gives you?
Man, you get to the quarterback, you bring the quarterback down. That's all it was, bro. All he cared was about winning. He cared about the quarterback doing score. I want you to give me
words where we take what we want.
Not we take what we can get.
We take what we want.
Absolutely.
We don't care about what you say. We don't care about what you think you're going to do. We're going to knock you around and upside down and laugh when we've conquered and won. All of this talk is all very familiar. We've heard it year after year after year. I believe this is now the second year in a row that he didn't care about what anybody had to say or any of the outside noise. He was tuning it out, wasn't going to hear nothing. And somehow,
see, that's the problem. You know, I heard it all before. You talking this, you talking that, and it's still the same outcome. And then here comes the, I don't have this, I don't have that.
oh,
Well, you're saying that you don't have this, you don't have that, but you know that's funny because I get their fans look at it in their perspective, and there are folks in the media that have to look at it in a wide range of things. You can't just look at it as, I'm gonna see that from fan perspective. You have to take different aerial views. I have to sit there and watch the film and observe it. Yeah, I may be a fan of the team, but I am also media as well, and I also have to break down film and observe it and look at it correctly. Okay, that is what me and Phil Robinson does. Phil Robinson handles writing. I handle audio and visual. And from what I see, and from what I've done from sitting in the booth, I'm going to tell you this: it's a whole different story.
yep.
Whole different story. So when folks like to jump and say that this, I'm just hating as a fan. No, I'm not hating. I've been watching Derek Carr since Fresno State. I've actually supported Derek Carr since when he got selected. Because, like I said, there were folks back then that wanted Matt McGloin over Derek Carr. The problem is when Derek first started, Derek was solid. His touchdowns went up. It was like he went from 21, 28 to 32. Well, 32, then to 28, he got hurt. And then it went back down to like 22, 19, then 21. It was just like right when he got hurt, after he got hurt, you know, it could have been that. And he just lost that it factor. And that's the thing. And this whole interview that he did, you know, I'm gonna be real. This is the talk of the season. All right. Because everybody's jumping back and forth, like, well, you know, he didn't mean it like that. I'm like, because when I heard that interview right there, he said he wasn't talking about the outside, but then jumped to inside. So are you talking about the disrespect coming from the inside, or are you talking about there's disrespect from the outside? We get this disrespect from the outside, but the thing about it is, I'm like, how can you say it's disrespect? And you have not proven anything to this fan base or this organization.
Your record is 39-55.
You have not given us what you got. You helped the team get to a playoff in 2016, and you said forget about 2016 right there. Did you not? So okay, we're going to forget about 2016 and just worry about every other season. So that's 6 seasons right there of not having a playoff with you being our quarterback.
Forgetting about 2016. From 2016 on, the Raiders' record has been 17-30.
No, since he's gotten that contract, our record has been 17-30.
Which is after 2016. Which 2017.
I'm adding that contract, bro, because that's when he started going downhill. Yeah.
I believe it happened when he broke his leg. I don't ever think that he fully recovered from that.
That's another thing. And
physically, yes. Physically, the bone healed and it passed all medical tests and it was by all means healed. But mentally, it was a wrap. He was never the same guy after that. And I don't fault him for it. I didn't break my leg. If I broke my leg like that, it'd be very hard for you to get that out of your mind.
Yeah.
But the reality is, in this way of life that he's chosen for himself up to this point, He has to forget about that. He has to be able to go out there, and that's not the furthest thing from his mind. It's not on his mind at all. Because if he's not aggressive, if he's not attacking every single moment of every play, he's not going to get them where they need to be.
So it was something that Kyle Brandt was saying, and this really hit the mark. And I'm going to tell you this. When you think it's just me saying this, Phil Robinson saying this, everybody noticed it all around the NFL. There are players there are players that know about this and realize it. There are executives, there are coaches. So it's not hate, it's just realistic facts that he doesn't have it anymore.
Nope.
Y'all can consider this to be slander. This is just criticism that he has not performed to where his contract was. So I give you Kyle Brandt. And I know everybody's gonna say, "Well, Kyle Brandt, he didn't play in the NFL," but I mean, he's sitting there, he's analyzing games just like anybody else that's in the media world.
You can put the time in. If not, you don't have to be a player to know the difference. If you put the time in, being in proximity with these players, talking to coaches, watching what is winning football and what isn't winning football from something other than a fan perspective is an enlightening whole new experience. When you can start doing that and just watch the game for what it is without a dog in the fight to see who plays better, you'll begin to pick up on things that work, things that don't, techniques that defeat other techniques, and that show who will be a better quality of player and what separates them from the rest of those other guys, because there's plenty of those other guys and very few that are special.
So I'm going to drop this clip for you guys to hear.
I would love to know where this criticism is coming from. I can't think of a player who has more apologists in the league than Derek Carr because he's a nice guy and he's sort of NFL royalty in his own way. Like, I would also ask this, though. Is there a more bleep or get off the pot player in the entire league than Derek Carr? Like, listen, I understand, it's been tough and you don't have the good teams around you and all that. The good ones win. Aaron Rodgers, they fired his head coach. They never drafted him a first-round wide receiver, and there he is in the title game. The good ones win. I don't want to hear coordinator talk. I don't want to hear you don't have this, you don't have that. Here's what you have. They got Trent Brown for you. They got Colton Miller for you. They got Ruggs. They got Tyrell Williams. They get the running back. They even tried to bring in Antonio Brown. Like, woe is me, Derek Carr. I got a pretty good gig. And they run in a Super Bowl winning head coach, and they pay you all the money in the world. So, sure, there's circumstances that are tough. But if you want to get into that floundering, let's just call it the Matt Stafford zone, where there's always a million excuses why you don't win, I don't think you want to go there. This is the season you need to win. New town, new everything. I don't know who your critics are, but if you don't win this year, they're right.
I think Kyle Brandt hit on that right on the bar.
I mean, that's a mic drop moment right there. That's a tough act to follow, but that's the reality of it, is that everything has been given to him. Everything has been brought in for his benefit. We make a lot of noise about continuity in the system. This is his third consecutive year with an offensive genius who's been reprogramming his bad habits from 2 years ago. I don't know. We want to see Derek Carr succeed. That, as fans, that would be the best possible outcome for this season, is for Derek Carr to go out and just light the absolute everlasting world on fire with everything that he's been given.
Phil, I'll just read this to you because this is where I'm at on this. This is where I'm at on it, because you know what? I've said the same shit last year.
Mm-hmm.
I said the same exact thing last year. But Phil, one second, my friend. Hold on. Uh-oh.
Well, we left this to me. Where shall we go with this? But no, it really comes down to this. Carr says all of the key catchphrases, all of the cliches, all of the right things that you want to hear, except that's all it is him telling you the things that you want to hear. He puts out numbers that are good enough to make you respect them. It's the very definition of mediocrity. And as you all know, the 6-10, 7-9, 8-8 range is called football purgatory. It's a spot where you don't want to scrap your entire plan because you think maybe a couple more pieces will get you over the hump, or you don't, or your guy just isn't bad enough to get rid of. You just need to maybe get more around him or coach him up a little better.
I'm back, and yeah, Mari, yeah, I am done with him because I've defended this man too damn long. And you know what? I'm going to hit this right here. Let me get to this right here. This shit has been killing me. Carr's a dud, okay? He's not the same guy anymore. He is what, you know what? We see all this wild stuff at practice. He's your practice quarterback. He's your great practice quarterback. There's no pressure. There's no defense in his face. He is your practice quarterback.
The PHT, huh?
The thing of it is, you know, you grow up, you have your brother being the number 1 overall pick. You can get private trainers. You can get coaches, camp, and all that good stuff. And you get prepped up. Because here's my other thing. When he went to Fresno State, if I recall, he wasn't a 5-star recruit. It was, you had your brother's name.
Right.
Wait, turn that window off. I know you sweating bullets in there like Aunt your mama.
Ow.
Lord. Greasy like damn pancakes. Anywho, but you know, it's coming down to the point where you see John Gruden's in this mode where I can't lose in Vegas. I can't keep looking at like, you know, he's gonna figure out a way. You know, we're gonna try to figure out this is my fault. Blah blah blah. I mean, yeah, Gruden has some blame on it with him not being able to execute on 4th and 1s and shit. But the thing of it is, your quarterback has not delivered. Your quarterback ain't putting up multiple points, multiple scores. Everybody wants to say it's Gruden being conservative. It ain't him being conservative. It's your quarterback checking out of the damn play. That is the problem. That is what's been going on for the past season. You know what? I felt better with Carr entering 2018. He let it rip. He at least threw it downfield. And you know, now's the time where I'm just going to be real. Carr's not showing what we need to see. Then it's time for Mariota. It's time for Mariota to come in, step in. He's already got an acquaintance with the rookies. I mean, it's not going to be hard to get acquaintance with Tyrell Williams or Hunter Renfrow or Darren Waller. He's already been working with Foster Moreau and Jason Witten. He's already worked with the other running backs. So it's not going to be hard for him to pick this up. There's going to be more mobility on this offense. You know what? And another thing for the folks that want to jump and say that, Phil, he's being too biased against him. Well, you know what? Let's go on and listen to the great Lincoln Kennedy on what he had to say about Derek Carr today.
Tell him right now.
The other day, he's tired of being disrespected. How do you evaluate and what do you expect Derek Carr to do for this upcoming season?
Well, like I would say to him if he was here in my face and he said that, I would tell him right now, if you're tired of being disrespected, play better. It's just that simple. You know, the thing is that there's no more excuses for Derek. Now it's either put up or shut up. He's got all the weapons in front of him. He's got an offensive line. He's got a run game. He's got a receiving core. There's really nothing else that he needs to, that he should be able to do with this offense. So now it's time to put up or shut up.
How much is this right now mental? Because for a while he looked like he was going to be the franchise quarterback, then got hurt. Last year, this was a football team that they were 6-4 and had an embarrassing performance up against the Jets. Is there something maybe wrong mentally with Derek Carr? Is just the talent not been there for him and he's not been able to elevate that roster?
Well, I think he's used or he had that in his mind that the talent wasn't there for him. But when actuality it was. He just didn't use it as well as he could. Now, the thing about it is that John Gruden's offense gives every quarterback an option somewhere to go with the football. And John Gruden, because knew that Derek Carr, after he broke that ankle, was not the same person. Of course, the year after, he took a lot of sacks. The year before John Gruden got there, he wanted to clean it up, and he wanted his quarterback to stand upright. So he empowered him with the ability to use shutdowns to throw the ball away, just preserve himself for next down. Well, Derek kind of took that to heart in many ways, and he kind of used that to an advantage or a disadvantage for the team because they weren't able to get points out of it. But I think this year, again, like I said before, it's put up or shut up. You have no more excuses.
When I look at John Gruden,
did I hear that right? Ladies and gentlemen, did I hear that right? So are you going to literally say that Lincoln Kennedy's wrong? I mean, he's on that sideline looking at the game. He's in there doing a film session on the team website. So do my ears deceive me?
Lincoln Kennedy has been the sideline reporter for every game of Derek Carr's career. Nobody has a more complete look at Derek Carr right now than Lincoln Kennedy does. You've seen broadcasters come and go, coaches come and go, players come and go. Lincoln Kennedy has watched every single snap, damn near from the sideline of Derek Carr's career. He's seen Derek Carr's ups. He's seen Derek Carr's lows.
Sorry to cut you off, Phil. I just got to hit this one quote. And I'm so sorry for cutting you off, because I know you about to go on your ramble. But the key part that he said, that is in his mind that he didn't have the talent, when actuality, it was there. There was talent there this past year. I'm done with this month. Go.
Hunter Renfrow, as a rookie, had the 11th highest average yards of separation per target with 3.5. Out of the entire NFL receiving corps, he was number 11 in getting separation. Darren Waller, seeing a majority of double teams all season long, was 33rd. Zay Jones, the receiver that everybody said was so garbage, no hands, caught 27 of 20 targets without a drop, was 41st in yards of separation, still averaging 3 yards of separation per target. Tyrell Williams was the lowest ranked at 88. And he was still at 2.8 or 2.7 yards of separation per catch. And he caught a touchdown in every game he played in before he got hurt. Carr's apologists, as they've been called, the stands, those who continue to tout his greatness, will cite his numbers. And those numbers, last year's numbers, 4,064 yards, over 2,100 of those yards was yards after the catch. That's on his so-called crappy wide receiving core that couldn't get open, who dropped everything and were slow. Everything, and then people will cite, oh, it's John Gruden's offense. It just quick West Coast, quick hitters, slants, outs, nothing deep. None of that is the case. He gave his quarterback the option to check down, and the voices in his head prevented him from using the talent that he had on the field. I told you guys, I've been telling everybody who watches the show or reads my articles, Zay Jones was a lot better for the Raiders than anybody wants to give him credit for. It's not his fault that the quarterback didn't throw him the ball. You literally have broadcasters yelling at Carr, throw him the damn ball.
Man, it's funny as shit because I'm reading these comments right here, and these fans are in the fucking Nile. Some of y'all have fucking problems.
Legit No.
I'm looking at this shit right here, and I'm just like, I'm gonna read some of you guys some of these comments, and y'all are like in denial.
Man, you didn't have it queued up? Come on, bro. What is you doing?
My man said, I love Link, but he's full of shit for that. I agree that this is Derek Carr's last chance and no excuses this season, but to say he had weapons is laughable. Do you coach? Do you play the game? No, you do not. To go in and say that is laughable is horseshit because he did have the weapons. He chose not to throw to them. You guys hype up Rico Gafford, but when Rico Gafford was out there, had that one touchdown, there were multiple times Rico Gafford got wide open. You guys like to try to slander Zay Jones, but Zay Jones was wide open.
Many times.
The fact of it is, you guys are afraid. You're afraid of change. You're afraid to go with a different quarterback other than Carr. You didn't got so used to it that you're afraid that you're going to go back into the shit slum of when we were struggling with multiple quarterbacks coming in and not getting the job done. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a different time and era. We're in a time where we have a new facility. We have a new coaching staff, a new and an improved front office organization. We have everybody that can get the job done. You guys love Mike Mayock to death. Mike Mayock is getting the job done. John Gruden is getting the job done. We have scouts that know what they're doing and that are not looking senile.
Best in the business.
The best. Some of these scouts have came from New England that are like, well, you know, I can find that. I can find that. And you keep wondering why Bill Belichick working with guys that are from the 4th and 5th round pick and they're dominating. And he doesn't have to pay them that much.
Nope.
They have brought in so much for this organization where if I'm going to get me another quarterback and start new, I'm going to be all right. I'm not going to fall in shambles.
The talent that surrounds this quarterback position is beyond solid. It's bulletproof almost. That's why it will be so telling if Carr is unable to utilize it. You have in that same interview that Phil cut off early, Carr has a receiver for every level on the football field. Every throw chart that you can see, he's got a player who can dominate in that area. Everybody's talking about Ruggs is going to take over Renfro's job. Renfro's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere at all. So he's going to be placed in a position where nobody's going to be looking for him, and he's going to continue to do what he does, which is break free of coverage, break a tackle, and oh no, look at there he goes. Whose man is that?
Hey, look, some of y'all like to settle for mediocrity. I don't. Okay. Mama raised me better than that. Daddy raised me better than that. I don't settle for less. I don't settle for middle of the pack. If I'm going to get something that I want and I want to see, then Phil Jones gets that. And I'm going to tell you guys this. If mediocrity, if you guys enjoy that, expect to see these down and out seasons to continue. But John Gruden is in a predicament right now where he cannot allow that to continue to go on.
Nope.
You don't pay Marcus Mariota, and should I go on and read his contract? Yeah, let me go on and read his contract because I don't think some of you guys really do get it. I honestly don't get it.
Oh, we could take it a step further than that. If you want to get into what exactly the Raiders situation is, it's as simple as this. COVID has prevented them from having fans come into the stadium, and as such, they are already down $500 million. They do not have a single loss to give in this brand new market because the revenue they were counting on receiving this year is already gone. They're not getting it. They cannot afford to not pack that building, and a shitty season will do just that. With the same old Raiders in a brand new building, maybe you'll come see them if you're in Vegas during that time. They cannot have that happen. They cannot go out there and come out flat, play lackluster, and lose games that they should win by large margins.
And you know, that's the wild thing. Like, folks need to understand. You guys really need to understand that.
This is a business.
You come into Vegas. Vegas is the spot, money wise. All you bringing in is the best of the best, from UFC to boxing. The women's basketball team is on point. The hockey team is on point. Give it about a year or two, they will be bringing in a baseball team as well. And if what's going on in
no, they're not. Ooh, did we freeze up?
Again. I don't know why that's happening. But you're having that go on. They want winners. You don't come into Vegas bringing in subpar or mediocrity. You want winners. And like he said, you can't fill in the seats this year because of COVID. You need to come out winning. Even if it's the playoffs. You come in, get in the playoffs, that's good. That's a big positive because you know what? For Forbes, the revenue and everything for the Raiders, it goes up. They're like $2.3 billion now. We'll probably be seeing the Raiders sit up probably up to maybe $3 billion next year. It's a start. It's getting better. Raiders are not going to sign Darius Geis because he is being arrested and charged for domestic violence out in Loudoun County. I took a nap earlier and my phone was just blowing up and it was just chaos. I wouldn't touch Darius Geis. I never saw Darius Geis even really producing. He just was not healthy. Even if he wasn't in this predicament, I wouldn't have touched Darius Geis. Them knees are done. Both. They're done.
Shot. LSU got his best years. Got him a couple million on the injured reserve.
When they brought him back too early last year, that's what did it. And I was like, why are you doing that? That was the worst mistake ever.
Well, the Washington football team has a history of doing that. They ended Robert Griffith's career.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I will say change is coming around, but it's moving slowly. But, that's what happens to organizations like that. I mean, I say this. We were once there.
Yeah.
And we're not there anymore. And the other thing is this. Marcus Mariota's getting paid about $19 million to be a backup. Come on, y'all. Let's be real here. $19 fucking million on a 2-year contract. 2 years, $19 million.
Yeah, with incentives.
So like I said, his contract is made for him to come in and start when shit hits the fan.
of the games.
And you know, one other thing that sticks out to me, Phil, I'd never heard John Gruden say that Carr's his guy.
That's classic. Well, at this stage, that's classic coach speak.
We heard that in 2018. Oh yeah, Carr's my guy going into 2019. 2019, did I hear that shit? Not one damn once.
You saw it you saw his frustration with his quarterback on the field, on the sideline, the way that he looked, the way that they would argue, the back and forth that they would have. That looked like
a quarterback that can read the field. Because like I said, all you had to do was beat Jacksonville, and all you had to do was beat Denver. You actually would have gotten the playoffs.
45 degrees, bro. He was never going to win in Denver.
You know? Yeah, he did chew his ass out.
When if you follow more than just the football, you'll see a lot. And that's one of the great things about being in the booth is that you get to see all of that.
Yep.
It's not limited to what you see on a television screen. You see the coach yelling at his player. You can see the points, and you can pretty much figure out what they're saying from up there, because that greatest view you can see is the whole entire field. When you see the whole field at the same time, it makes it a totally different experience.
Can I tell you one thing? Teams have they have their own camera that's doing the scores and updates for the game. Like, you can't watch if you're like watching it from a certain area and whatnot. They have the score up. They have their own commentators and whatnot, and they're gonna loading. Oh, there we go. But hey, Derek, it's put up or shut up. No more excuses. But like I said, I've heard it all before. And I got the receipts. So, you know what? Do you guys want me to post those receipts?
Put it on your page. Put it on your page, Twitter page. So
Raider Nation, do you guys want me to post the receipts? Yes or no? I need multiple yeses or no. I'm tired of losing too, Jim. I'm tired of it too.
But it's not something you're supposed to get used to.
I'm a person that's about finding the truth. That's me. I'm about finding the truth, and you know what? I found the truth. So, do you guys want me to post the truth? Do you guys want me to post all the stuff that he said
over the years?
This is the same thing I've heard before. I've heard it last year, and some people are acting blind like they haven't heard this before.
Like it's brand new rhetoric.
So, I'll think about it. But other than that, I done said what I needed to say. Phil, I know you done said what you needed to say. It gets old, and that's why it's frustrating. Oh, I have a whole list of tweets of Derek Carr saying that he did his whole tough guy routine, feeling disrespected style and whatnot. And you know what? I'm like, you know what? Everybody believes that this never happened. You know what? I have it.
Almost verbatim, word for word.
And I think that's the problem. It's not. It's just frustrating that you come out and you lie through your teeth and you call yourself a preacher. because you're repeating the same thing over and over and over and over. And I just hate being lied to, man. And it's not fair for the fans. The fans have been. What happened at the Coliseum last year, bro? Boy, if you're a fan, hey, what happened at the Coliseum last year? It is frustrating because that should have been a win. That's the last game in that building. Come on, man. I'm sorry. I just
got Uncle Rico literally said walking off the field, maybe that'll be some type of Aflac trivia question in 30 years. Who was the last quarterback to get a W at the Oakland Coliseum? Me.
Oh my gosh! Don't bring that back up, man. He threw the O. He's like, yeah.
That's Gardner the Stash Minshew. Now the ref screwed us in that game.
Oh, don't get me wrong, but the thing of it is, you had multiple times to score,
but it should have never been that close.
Nope. Okay, I'm done. I'm done dragging him. Other than that,
no, hold on.
No.
This is gonna be an ugly.
Hold on. First off, turn your fan off because I'm getting feedback.
Damn, still.
Yeah, you breathing itch, your mama looking.
This hot ass light all up in my face.
I'm sorry, you breezy.
This is gonna be one hell of a ride for Derek Carr, because to say that he painted a bullseye on his back doesn't even begin to say it. You have boldly came out and said that you are tired of being disrespected. Everybody in the football world knows exactly what you have to work with, what you've been given, the type of situation you're in, and the pressure that could never, ever be greater than it already is. You have yet to live up to pressure situations and convert. That is where we are with looking at your career. You got to go out there and you can't just win. You got to win with style. You got to win with flair. You got to light the world on fire and throw for at least 40 touchdowns this season, or you are going to be forever buried. There will be no getting away from this. You're tired of being disrespected and go out and put a mediocre season together in which you don't make it to the playoffs when everything has been given to you to succeed. This is not going to go away. This is going to be a topic all season long and took the Raiders from darlings to must-watch TV. And now he must deliver every game and average more than 260 yards a game and 2 touchdowns. That's not going to cut it with the onus that you have now placed on yourself. Loading.
Right, there we go. You're going to have to say that one more time. Like you just kind of like cut out.
Ray, you get your internet check.
It ain't my internet. It's actually StreamYard.
Oh, lovely. As hard as I just went. Let's try this again. So, with this statement about you are tired of being disrespected, the whole thing that went down with AB, I've been a person who's figured that Derek needed to play mad, since he does. That's the closest he gets to recapturing who he was before he broke his ankle. You've been backup quarterback has been brought in and incentivized in his deal to replace you. The talent around you could not be better than is better than anything that you've had to work with thus far in your career. The offensive genius that you're working with is a Super Bowl winning coach with also a Super Bowl winning coordinator. And he has won a Super Bowl with the likes of Brad Johnson, who physically is a way less talented quarterback than you. Everything is working in your favor. But by coming out and making that ridiculous statement when you could have just kept it cool and gone with the company line and did that great job of saying nothing that every pro athlete knows how to do in a press conference, then this could have been smooth and nobody would be coming down your shit. But instead, you went out and you made yourself that guy. You made yourself that focus. And now you have no room for error. And should you fail, this will be one of those moments that live in NFL infamy forever.
There you go. Other than that, we're going to wrap this up. I still got Carr fans crying. I need to just go on and decimate them. Appreciate everybody tuning in to the show tonight. Guys can recap it on my Periscope page, my Twitter page, the Unfiltered Truth page, and then you can catch it on the YouTube page, the Unfiltered Truth. Go on and subscribe to that. Other than that, give me a follow, Phil Jones NFL, Phil Robinson III at Twitter, Instagram, all that good shit. You guys take care. Enjoy your weekend. It's International Beer Day. I still need to crack open a couple more beers. So you guys take care and God bless. Enjoy your weekend and be safe out there.